In a quiet, bustling town nestled between rolling hills, there was a tiny, fluffy puppy with fur as soft as cotton. She had big, bright eyes that sparkled like the stars. But there was one problem. She was all alone. No one knew where she came from, and no one seemed to care. The puppy wandered through the streets, her tiny paws tapping lightly on the concrete, searching for food, shelter, and a friendly face. But no one seemed to notice her. She had been living this way for what felt like forever, wandering the alleys and streets, hoping to find someone to love her. She was small, and her ribs could be seen through her fur, but her spirit remained strong. Even though the world seemed big and overwhelming, the puppy always carried hope in her heart. She didn't know why she was alone, but she trusted that someday someone would find her. Every day she searched for food scraps behind the bakery, hoping the kind baker might leave out a piece of bread or a bone. But the bakery's door was often closed, and the busy people passed her by, too focused on their own lives to see the little puppy in need. Sometimes the puppy would find a soft patch of grass in a quiet park and curl up there, her tail wrapped around her tiny body. The warm sunlight would make her feel sleepy, but the hunger in her belly would never quite let her rest. One day, after an especially long night on the cold streets, the puppy found herself near the edge of the town. The air was crisp, and she could see the mist rising off the river. She sat down at the edge of a small winding path that led into the woods. The puppy had heard stories of magical places in the woods where lost things could be found. She didn't know if those stories were true, but she decided to follow the path, hoping it would lead to something better. Her little paws patted softly on the dirt, and for the first time in a long time, she felt a flicker of excitement. Perhaps today was the day she would find something good. As she trotted along, her nose caught the scent of something new, something warm and inviting. She sniffed the air, her tail wagging in curiosity. The smell grew stronger as she followed it further into the woods. And then, out of the corner of her eye, she saw something. A small house nestled between the trees. Smoke rose from the chimney, and there was a flicker of light from inside. The puppy's heart leapt in her chest. Could this be what she had been searching for? She padded closer to the house, her little tail wagging faster. As the puppy approached the house, she saw an old wooden fence surrounding the yard. She hesitated for a moment, unsure of whether to go any further. The scent of food was so strong now it made her stomach growl, but she wasn't sure if it was safe to approach. Before she could decide, the door to the house creaked open and a soft voice called out, "Well, hello there, little one. What are you doing out here?" The puppy froze. Was someone talking to her? She looked up to see a kind woman standing at the door. She had silver hair that sparkled in the sunlight and a warm smile that made the puppy feel safe for the first time in ages. The woman knelt down and extended her hand. "Come here, sweet pup. You look hungry." The puppy hesitated for just a moment before her curiosity won out. She padded closer, sniffing the woman's hand carefully. The woman's smile grew even warmer as the puppy nuzzled her fingers. Without thinking, the puppy licked the woman's hand in gratitude. The woman laughed softly. "I think you're hungry, aren't you? Let's get you some food." The puppy's tail wagged furiously as the woman led her inside. She could barely believe it. Someone was actually being kind to her. The warmth of the house felt like a dream, and the smell of food made her belly ache even more. The woman set a bowl of water down on the floor and then placed a plate of food in front of the puppy. The puppy didn't need any encouragement. She dove into the food, devouring it with gusto. She hadn't realized how hungry she was until that moment. It was the first real meal she'd had in a long time, and it felt like a gift from the heavens. After finishing the food, the puppy licked her lips and looked up at the woman with grateful eyes. The woman chuckled and reached out to pet the puppy's head gently. "You must have been on your own for a while, haven't you?" The puppy nodded, feeling a little embarrassed. She didn't know how to explain that she had been wandering the streets for as long as she could remember. The woman seemed to understand, though. She smiled softly and said, "Well, you're safe here now. You don't have to be alone anymore." The puppy felt something warm stir in her chest. Could this really be happening? Was this the moment her life was about to change? The woman helped the puppy onto a soft, fluffy bed near the fireplace, and soon the puppy was curled up, her eyes drooping from the comfort and warmth. As the days went by, the woman, who introduced herself as Clara, took care of the puppy. She named her Bella, after the beautiful way she had appeared in her life like a bright light on a dark night. Bella would follow Clara everywhere, around the garden, through the kitchen, and even into the woods when Clara went for walks. Clara taught Bella new things every day, like how to sit, how to fetch sticks, and how to roll over. But the best lesson of all was that Bella learned she was loved. No more cold nights in dark alleys, no more hunger or loneliness. Every day she woke up to a world filled with kindness. Bella also met the other animals in Clara's home, a cat named Whiskers, a mischievous rabbit named Thumper, and even a friendly bird who chirped from a perch by the window. They all welcomed Bella into their family with open paws, and for the first time, Bella felt like she truly belonged. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with shades of pink and orange, Bella sat beside Clara on the porch. Clara scratched her behind the ears, and Bella sighed contentedly. Life had changed so much in such a short time, and Bella couldn't believe her luck. She had found a home, a real home. Bella looked out over the horizon, her heart full of gratitude. She had found what she had been searching for all along: love, safety, and a family who would care for her. She may have started as a lonely little stray, but now she was a happy pup with a forever home. And as she snuggled closer to Clara, Bella knew that no matter what, she would never be alone again. From that day on, Bella's life was filled with love and joy. She woke up every morning with a wagging tail, ready for another adventure with Clara and her new friends. Whether they were playing in the garden, walking through the woods, or simply sitting together on the porch watching the sunset, Bella knew she had finally found her place in the world. And every time she looked at Clara, the kind woman who had given her a chance when no one else did, Bella's heart swelled with gratitude. Clara had saved her, but in return, Bella had saved Clara too. She had brought a light into Clara's life that couldn't be replaced, and together they were a family, one that was made of love, kindness, and the simple joy of being together. And so Bella's days were filled with warmth, laughter, and endless love. The little stray puppy had found her home, and she would never be lonely again.